All right, so we're going to talk about how you can truly scale AI in your organization. So I brought this up in a talk that I did last week. I did 2 talks last week. And Neil, I'm curious to hear what you guys are doing here, but there's this whole idea around creating an AI working group. Let me back up a second. So there's 2 things we do as an organization right now. One is we have an AI operator. And so the AI operator, this is the person that's responsible for looking into the news, and they are responsible for developing tests. They're responsible for initiating experiments and also implementing stuff. And so this could be a technical person, or it could be someone that's just really into AI, but they're the ones that are driving things forward, because the whole concept of the AI operator is there's one person that's dedicated to this. Because I'm seeing a lot of founders, CEOs, owner type people, they're trying to push initiative, and they certainly have the power to do. But the news cycles are so quick in this world, 24 to 48 hours or so, that you need someone that's dedicated to it. And I think the more technologically advanced your company is, it makes sense to have an AI operator. So that's the first piece of it. Now, the second piece is, sure, you might have this one person running it, this AI operator, and if you're a smaller company, it might just be you. But if you have more people in your company, what we found to work well in my ad agency, Single Grain, is we created an AI working group. And so during an all hands, I might come and say, hey, we're running these experiments right now. Oh, this client's winning with this right now. I'm the hype person, right? I might come in and hype things up a little bit and say, oh, we're doing this in the AI working group right now. We're running this. And what it does is it makes this experimental AI group where people are sharing knowledge and they're sharing wins and losses. It makes everyone excited to want to join that cool group. So it creates hype around it. We don't make it a mandatory thing. We just make it optional. But now it's gotten to the point where a lot of people in the company are in that group. And there's a meeting that happens every Thursday where people are sharing wins, losses, ideas, and how we can not only just help our clients, but also how we can become more efficient as an organization. So the whole idea here at a high level is you have someone that is the champion. And then what you do is you create a group that makes it super exciting. You keep sharing it, and it becomes top of mind, because at least for me, I don't want to fall behind with this stuff.
So on our company, it's a little bit different, but it's similar. We have quite a bit of people, so it's easier for us to do this structure. We have pods. Imagine someone who is an expert in a certain area of marketing, let's say SEO. You can also have someone who's expert in content, someone who's expert in paid, and the list goes on and on. But you take these experts, you partner them with the project manager who works within that specific sector is the wrong word. It's a capability, like they're working on project managing work related to SEO or content. So you partner the SEO person up with a project manager within their space. And then from there, you partner with the COO and operations. So maybe not a COO, but someone in operations and an engineer. And then those 4 people work together to continually leverage AI technologies to automate as much as possible. And then whatever they implement and they do, they share it across the other teams and regions, because we're also global with different countries and languages. And then people start reusing, replicating, and fine-tuning, and people are just sharing what they're doing. And you're ideally creating more efficiencies, optimizing systems and processes, and you're also producing better results, which is the most important thing.
The key thing for this is, I believe it has to stem from the top. I believe leadership has to push this initiative, because I think right now people are resting on their laurels a little too much, and there's a balance, right? I think this stuff is coming up. The technology is very exciting, but I think if you're just waiting to see what happens, to me, this largely feels like the advent of mobile. This feels like when the internet first came out, and this is a new layer of the internet. And so I think it's the learnings, again, you want people to disseminate learnings and experiments as quickly as possible. And you want to be able to create a framework that allows you to do. So that's all it really is at the end of the day. So if you think this stuff is important, it's worth exploring whatever Neil talked about, I talked about at the end of the day.
But also for your business, depending on the size and the skill you are, like if you're just starting off, I wouldn't worry too much about scaling your organization with AI, because there's a lot of basic fundamentals that you probably need to do in the business to just generate more revenue or sales or more traffic. This is great if you're more established and you've been around many years. And even if you've been around for many years, like 10 or 20 years, if you're strapped for time, I wouldn't worry too much about AI right now. And when I say don't worry too much about it, I'm not talking about the platforms or the technology that Facebook or Google is doing or Microsoft. That you should pay attention to. But I'm more so talking about integrating into your systems and processes, because it's changing so fast. And I love using this line in my presentations. I have a slide on this. There's decades that went along where you saw very little happen with AI. And now there's weeks that go along in which you feel decades have happened in just a matter of weeks. If you can end up just being patient, assuming you're busy, or if you don't have the time, if you're patient, just a few months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, the technology will be drastically better, will be easier for you to implement it within your business and streamline. Right now, a lot of people are running and racing to implement tons of stuff within their organization when it comes to AI capabilities. And it'll take 6 months, a year to implement a lot of this stuff. By then, I would bet that technology is going to be a lot better, and companies have already packaged it up where you can just have a monthly subscription, and a lot of this stuff will be implemented for you, and it'll be much cheaper and efficient than you just going and doing it yourself.
Yep. All right. So that is it for today. Explore this stuff. Also consider the stage of the business that you're in. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. It helps us grow, and we will see you later.